Salutations, gamers. I'm the OgichiGame, and welcome to the only game that makes you think life was a mistake. Species. This is a game where, essentially, you take a penis, and you turn it into a bigger penis that somehow survives in a harsh, terrible landscape that you, as a cruel, malicious god, have created. You can choose, of course, from a regular penis. You can have a predator and a prey, a penis and vagina, although they both will just look like penises. You can have an aquatic penis. Or you could have a random hellish monster from the nether regions. Let's choose an aquatic penis. Oh, there we go. Now our little buddies are swimming around. See, what did I tell you? Penis monsters. They are horrifying. Alright, so the ways that I plan on torturing these horrible abominations of mankind is, I believe I'm going to freeze the planet to death. Well, not to death. I'm going to try to freeze the planet slowly and see how that affects things over time. Okay, they seem to be doing alright. Let's lower the temperature. Are they dying? Not yet. Oh look, they're already starting to come out onto land. That's nice. I'm gonna freeze over the entire planet very slowly over the course of time. And then, hopefully, these little buddies are gonna evolve into some kind of... Oh, dear God. No. What the actual hell have you created? What was that? Oh, please, God, do not look at me. What is wrong with you? Oh, jeez. Oh, life was a mistake. Oh, they have been... Oh, there's... Oh, the baby one. They got 4 eyes and weird amputee penis limbs. Oh, and it's veiny. Why? Why are you veiny? Why are you vascular? Why? Oh... Okay, no, that's fine. Just keep living your best life, I guess. They're freezing to death, I think. I want to see if I can force the creatures to move out onto land as a result of it getting cold. I wonder if that's a thing I can do. I don't think that's a thing I can do. Why is this all white? Is this ice? No, this is clearly water. It's... Why is this white? Oh, they've grown more limbs. What is that? Why are you just undulating tiny... How does a fat blob... Oh, it's dead. Okay. That's fine. No, that's perfectly fine. How does a... Okay, you're a skinnier blob. What are you doing? How are you swimming like that? What? Why are they just nubs? They don't have it. There's no flippers. How do you swim like this? How? There's too much plants. Are you guys reproducing? Are you all about to die? I barely did anything to you. Where even are you? Where are you? There you are. How are you doing? Why are you dying? Are you freezing? Are you freezing to death? Is that what's going on? You guys suck. You guys are absolutely retarded. How have you managed to die? There's only 5 of you in existence, apparently. Ooh. Oh, and you exploded. There's now only 2 of them! Well, this experiment has gone horribly awry. Maybe I forced you guys into the cold weather a little too quickly, but it's barely even affected anything. Look at all that. It's fine. That looks fine to me. It's only a little... dead and freezing. Look, the palms are only slightly frosted over. It's great. You guys are just a bunch of wimps. A bunch of babies at mass extinction. Well then. Let's try this again. Alright, so it seems our little guys are doing pretty well. They got a population of 500 or so. That seems pretty good. Once again, they are disgusting little purple penises with tongues. You know, that's all you really need in life. I mean, you don't need much of anything else, I guess. You could just be a weird, blobby penis. That's, you know, it's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and cool the temperature down to about 10 degrees. Start with that, and see if that does anything. And I think these ones are just having a mass orgy. That is disgusting. I don't want to see this. Oh, geez, that's all they ever do. Those ones all just exploded into meat. That's you know, that's good. Good job. It's 11 degrees Celsius. I don't know Celsius very well, but 0 degrees Celsius, like 32 degrees Fahrenheit or something. So 10, 11 degrees, it's probably like about 50 or something degrees. It's probably fine. You guys are just a bunch of wimps, you're a bunch of babies around the ocean. I mean, yeah, it's a little chilly, boo-hoo, for you. I mean, there are penises, I guess, you know, cold weather. They're not exactly designed to handle the cold. Okay, yeah, so their population has taken an absolutely massive dump. They went from something like 700, some of them, to about 200 some, and they just keep dying. You know, you guys are dying at a very rapid rate. You should probably, I don't know, consider, you know, not dying. That would be great. That would be good for you. Look, it even says warm sea. It's warm! It's only frickin' 11 degrees! I could knock this all down to 2 degrees again, and then you'd all die, apparently, somehow. Look, they just explode. Every time. Look, there was a corpse right there. That one was stupid. You guys cannot be this dumb. You cannot be this dumb. I've barely done anything to you. I've barely done anything to you. Every single time I interact with my little penis friends, they just mass extinction. I have done literally nothing to you. And you were all dying. Yeah, how dumb do you have to be? I've changed no parameters for a good long while. You were coming back. Now you're all just dying because you're retarded. Are you what do you do? Oh, I bet they're trying to get to land, I guess. For God knows why. Land really that impressive to you guys? You just like to beat yourselves like a whale and die repeatedly? Look at that one. Oh, he's doing pretty good. And he's dead. Good job. Good job, retard. No. What have you become? Why do you look like... What is this thing? It has horns. It has horns and tiny little abominable limbs. One of your wild species encompasses a lot of biodiversity. Being part of the same species doesn't necessarily mean two creatures capable of breeding. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not a scientist. Do I look like a scientist to you? No. I am a man who puts creatures in an unsurvivable situation and sees what happens. More or less, I'm just, you know, a concentration camp. Somehow the first one is doing the best. The rest of you are sucking balls. How? How is this possible? How? How is this one doing the best? It has shoulders and no arms and just a blobous body. And apparently now it okay, no, it can't decide on whether or not it wants to have eyes or not. Gee, -13, that is cold. Sea ice. Okay, so we're now actually starting to see things like snow and sea ice. And it looks like plants are dying on the mainland as well. Which is exactly what we want. We don't want to affect the fertility in any way. We just want to bring the temperature to a screechingly freezing cold. So that they're forced to, you know, find alternative means of survival. Oh. No. What is your face? What are you? Whoa. Oh, no, it lived, and the penis one, the brown penis got worse. What are you? Oh, it's the first one. It changed. Oh, why? Dear God, why? Why? Oh, what is that? What is that? What have you become? What abominations have... Why? They're only gonna get worse. It only gets worse from here. It never gets better. They start out kind of, I don't know, kind of cute, like you might consider one of those things, sea bears. They start off kind of cute like a sea bear, and then they just get, just horrible. Oh, there's warm sea. How is there warm anything anywhere? Oh, look at that. A new horrible abomination has been created. Oh, I wonder what it is. Oh, great. That's wonderful. I love that. That's, Oh, boy. One. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, that one died. Okay. Yay. Oh, yes. This is, my favorite. Why? Why do you exist? Why do you exist? Oh, why do I keep looking at it? It's so gross. Look at, what is its face? Stop looking at me. Oh, the one behind it is flapping something. Oh, it swims with a tiny little penis tail. Oh. Oh. Oh, what is wrong with you? Stop wiggling that thing at me. Oh, why did I create you? Oh, I regret my every decision. I'm just gonna look at you from way up high where I can barely see you. See, we can just kind of see him swimming about. See, that's much better than the up-close version. I mean, honestly, look at these things. I mean, if you were their creator, if you were their god, would you do anything less than to continuously lower the temperature and punish them? Just watch them slowly suffer and die over the course of many generations? The most cruel punishment that you can imagine. Because I would. I'm doing it right now. Then again, I guess as a god, I could have made something less horrible, monstrous, and disgusting, but, you know, I didn't. I want to know some stuff about you. Cold-blooded, which is... That's not good. That's actually really bad. That's really freaking... Why are you cold-blooded? You live in the freezing Arctic. You better get rid of that, buddy. Wow, you guys need to learn how to be hot-blooded and fast. Let me just tell you that right now. Okay. Optimal internal temperature is 20 degrees. Yeah, you might want to reconsider being cold-blooded. You idiot. You have absolutely retarded. They have gills. 100%. Okay, that's fine. What about you? Gills. Everything has gills. I mean, there's only 5 of them, but they all have gills. You disappoint me. I don't know why this region is so warm. Everywhere else has now become... look, we now have ice plains at negative 20 degrees. Amazing. Yeah, pretty soon this whole place is gonna be nothing but ice, and, yeah, that's it, just ice. That's my ultimate goal. You guys are gonna have to become, you know, cannibals at a certain point. You guys should probably start eating one another. That would be beneficial to you. Just saying. Hey, look at that! They've made a comeback! Look at that, they're almost at no, they're already back, right as I was saying that, to 300. And they have developed into disgusting turtle creatures. And they're living out on the land, kind of, it seems, I think. Which is good, because, you know, anything living in the ocean is probably going to die a horrible, horrible, horrible death. Anything on land is probably going to die a horrible death, too, but you know how that goes. So yeah, it seems we've developed sea turtles. I don't know how we developed sea turtles, but that seems to be what we've done. Alright, we've now reduced the water fertility to -1, so hopefully there will be no more food in the water for them. There seems to be a little bit of food here. I don't entirely know why, but once they eat all of that, that should probably be the last of it. The plant fertility for the land is 0.4, so a little bit, but not a lot. So I'm very, very brutally bringing down the fertility of the land, as, you know, these cold temperatures should be killing off the land anyway, slowly, so we're gonna bring it down so that these things will hopefully start to try to eat one another. Then once we've completely removed all land fertility entirely, we're going to drop the temperature again, and then significantly probably reduce the population. And yeah, just see what happens. We're going to try to get to a point where everything on this entire planet is just ice plains. And then see if we can get a bunch of animals that are constantly trying to eat each other. So, do we actually have any animal... Okay, so we have herbivores. Omnivores finally started to develop, so very much like with the sea, how we had a bunch of creatures that originally we had all creatures that lived entirely in the waters, and then the one creature that managed to push and develop lungs first didn't even properly develop lungs, but became kind of amphibious, could be on land and water, was the only species that was able to survive the mass extinction event that killed off all the other species. The omnivore creatures, I'm sure, are going to be very much the same, where once all the plants are gone, the only thing that's going to survive is the omnivores. Speaking of which, let's drop the land fertility again, because they have too much population as far as I'm concerned. So the omnivores, I can only guess, are going to be the only thing that are going to survive, because there is just going to be no more plant life soon. And after that, we're going to have, well, basically the omnivores are going to become strict carnivores, as everything, I'm sure, at this point has developed lungs. Yep, we have lungs in our species. All of our species, as far as I'm sure, have all now developed lungs. We still have one creature, it seems, that has stayed kind of stubborn and is aerobic. Oh, that has gone extinct. Okay, so the creatures keep going extinct as I talk about them. The stubborn ones have all died, it would seem. So, you have lungs, you're aerobic. There are some that have stayed... There's one that has stayed rather stubborn. This one right here has stayed stubborn. Nope, never mind. It has now developed lungs. They have all developed lungs. Somehow they are all cold-blooded except for this one that is still lukewarm. This one is lukewarm and it is an omnivore. This one is a strict carnivore, and dear God, is it the stuff of nightmares. Holy hell, where is that thing? Jeez, this game, it makes the absolute most disgusting, hellish abominations of ever conceived. Where is that thing? Ah, here we are. Oh my goodness, what is this thing? Oh, this thing is horrible. Oh my goodness, it is just a nightmare! It's created a nightmare creature! Of course, the sea manatee has developed into something, I guess. So we have the sea manatee that is now eating meat. We have this hellish abomination. Who place your bets now? Who's gonna survive of these two creatures? Look at that one! What are you even doing? How is that movement? How are you moving? They have developed the ability to... Oh my god. It looks... Its mouth. It looks... It is the thing from... It's that thing from Star Wars. The sand thing. I can't remember that dang name of it. Holy crap. It's kind of like playing The Sims. Only I don't get to control literally any aspect of The Sims. I just torture them. So we still have a herbivore. We have... Oh, gee. Oh, dear God, that creature. Okay. The... Why, dear God, have you created this creature? Or I guess, why, dear me, have I created this creature, since I am these creatures' gods? Why did I create them? Why? Somehow they were still eating what looks to be snow. I don't even want to know why or how, but apparently they are. So, you know, good for you, I guess. How do you guys how did you become an herbivore? Look at... Why? How did you become an herbivore? I created a hellish landscape for the sole purpose of you eating each other! How do you become an herbivore? How is that possible? How do you do that? Okay, they're making a kind of a comeback. You had dang well better not go extinct. I have spent like a good hour and a half working on you pricks. Do not go extinct. Do you have any idea how hard it is to create a hellish, nightmarish, ice-filled landscape for you guys to become cannibalistic monsters, only for you to somehow keep finding plants? Where do you keep finding plants? I just don't even know at this point. I just don't understand how you do it. I don't even know if I want to understand. I've given you no food. There is no plants. There is no plants. And somehow you have become herbivores. What are you eating? You're eating snow. You're just eating snow and tundra and you have become an herbivore. Of course you're starving. Eat meat. You idiots. How? They're so stubborn. They just don't want to be carnivores. Just how even do you manage this? I don't understand how you managed it. You are absolutely gigantic. But you're a herbivore. You were one of my carnivores. I can tell because you look like an absolute monster. All right. It's fine. Species. Look at this. They're literally just eating tundra and snow. This is nothing. This is not plant. This is not land. I don't know how you're eating this. But apparently there's something there. They're somehow eating it. I don't know how they're eating it, but they're eating it. Most of the planet at this point has now been completely covered in ice. This is mostly ice. Look at the oceans. Look at this. I've noticed that they have migrated themselves to the warmest regions, being around the deserts, although the deserts themselves aren't really what you would call warm. They are absolutely freezing. The warmest part seems to be 0 degrees, which surprisingly they're not actually hanging around in, which is good because it seems to indicate that they are quite adept at dealing with the fact that they are in a frozen Arctic tundra. So we have made some kind of ice age-like creatures that manage to survive decently well. I'm going to bring back the land fertility now, just because I'm getting a little annoyed. If they want to be herbivores, fine. I wanted to create a cannibalistic society in the Ice Age, but that's whatever. Fine. I'm going to bring back the plant life, and hopefully we'll see a huge surge in population growth, and then we're going to decrease the land to absolute freezing Arctic tundra again, because that's what we do. We turn the land into a freezing tundra, into a wasteland, and everything is going to die horribly. Well, hopefully not. Our ultimate goal is not for everything to die horribly, but rather instead to have a wonderful society manages to thrive on the surface of frickin' Pluto. How are they doing? Or is that oxygen? Okay, so it's health is constantly lowering at a constant rate. And it seems to be because it is so freaking cold, is my only guess. And that's probably due to the fact that they are cold-blooded! I don't understand how anything developed to be cold-blooded in this environment. This game makes no sense. How did they develop cold-bloodedness? And this I can understand. Their internal body temperature is lower. They can survive with a lower internal body temperature by like a barely any. But I don't understand how they developed cold-bloodedness. This one is lukewarm and an herbivore. Nothing is like hot-blooded at all, and it makes no sense to me. I don't understand. Nothing for some reason is able to survive without basking in the sun, which makes no sense because they live in an environment where there is barely any sun whatsoever and they are constantly dying to the cold because they can't survive. I don't understand. How? Why? How do you develop a society surrounded by the fact that you're in a constant perpetual state of dying because of how cold it is, and you don't develop a way to counteract the cold? I don't understand you. I don't understand you, game. Also, there seems to be, now that we have this ice plane, they just don't interact with one another. There are now two separate biospheres where you have the omnivores and you have the herbivores, and they're kind of separated from one another. The omnivores I want to mention are doing quite well for themselves. Oh, no, actually, they're herbivores. Where are the omnivores? Are the omnivores over here? How'd you get over here? Are you the omnivores? I know he had an omnivore. Yeah, you're the omnivores. Okay, so never mind. The hellish, nightmarish creature from Doom that you're looking at here is on this side of the world, and the other ones, the herbivores, are now on this side of the world. They keep switching. I don't understand how they keep switching. For some reason, they just keep deciding one day they're going to be vegan, and the other day they're not going to be vegan, and then it just keeps switching back and forth. Now, there's a huge spike, finally, in population, which is good. So now, hopefully, we're going to start to see some new species and genetics forming across the globe. It's gonna wait. Just gonna wait it out, see what happens. Well, despite my best efforts, it appears that surviving an Arctic tundra just isn't possible. No matter what I do, these things just die. They're so fragile, it's ridiculous. And that's the last one. He's about to die. Let's just take a look at your averages. Cold-blooded! How? You make no sense! Look at this! Look at how cold it is, and you develop the trait of cold-bloodedness, you absolute mongoloid, you troglodyte, you retarded thing! Somehow it's still alive. How are you still alive, and where are you? I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because he's the only one left, and they're all going to die. It would appear that we have lost this battle. We managed to get the temperature down to 32.8, and it was stable. I dropped it to I dropped it to 37 degrees, negative 37 degrees, and everything died pretty much immediately after that. They couldn't survive. They died horribly, and that's just the way it went. Unfortunately, I was not able to get it to negative 50, but I mean, this is definitely Ice Age level event right here. The negative 32 was pretty much enough. But for some reason, our species refused to develop carnivorousness or omnivoreness. It just would not eat other creatures or even itself for some reason. Hold on a second. Is it somehow coming back? Are you serious right now? There are still these things running about. There are still more of them. There's only like a handful, but somehow they are still alive. And of course, if we take a look at their overview, the species, their averages, cold-blooded, an internal temperature of 20.6. I don't understand how. I really don't understand how. They're entirely a herbivore, not even close to being omnivorous. A complete failure of an experiment. Well, that's apparently what happens when you try to induce an ice age with penis creatures from the sea. They just become sea cows that eventually become land cows that just refuse to adapt to change. That's just how it goes. They refuse to adapt. They refuse to adapt to the fact that it's cold. Rather than adapting to the fact that it's cold and eating other creatures, they just decided instead to just die. Lay down and die. That's all they did. And there it is. Mass extinction. Well, that's apparently what happens when you try to induce an ice age. How long did that take me? How much of my life did I just waste doing that? Almost 2 hours. Alright, well, the editing for this is going to be an absolute joy, I can imagine. Well, anyway though, guys, I'm the OgichiGame. I'll see you next time.